Welcome to this Piran Film special today. We're on the road with St Austell Football Club. We've travelled, 600 miles almost, a round trip, to get this special game in a very special competition, the FA Vase. This afternoon we've actually travelled to Dartford FC, where Greenwich Borough share the facilities with them. It's a marvellous stadium, which you'll see later, but it's a game where St Austell, they've reached the fourth round, and their experience is obviously of 30 years ago or thereabouts, when they reached the third round, played Shortwood United, lost out very narrowly 3-2 in a replay, and so you can all imagine how big this match is for the Lily Whites. They'll be out there putting the pressure on a team which apparently are sort of controlled by a money man, has committed the club to getting into the Football League within 5 seasons. And so the pressure is on Greenwich Borough. The pressure will be out on the pitch early on from St Austell, with manager Phil Lafferty wanting to force the game early on, keeping a high profile on the pitch, and the pace of Lee and Eddie perhaps causing the danger. That's the plan. We'll see if it works after the break.
A video biography is like the traditional biography, except that it's not a book but a personalised DVD that will immediately become a prized possession. We start with a relaxed, informal interview where you can share your precious memories to camera at whatever pace suits you. Our skilled interviewer will help you come across in a clear, confident and natural way so that you will be delighted by the results. We add some on-location shooting where we visit your old haunts and film you waxing lyrical about some of your favourite childhood and adult memories. We mix in some of your digitised photographs that we can scan for you and superimpose onto your timeline. This will enhance your interview, and it will be like bringing your old photograph albums to life. Our fourth spicy ingredient involves us converting your vintage Super 8 cine films and VHS cassette tapes. We all have these gathering dust in our attics, not having seen the light for years, if not decades. With the inclusion of this footage and the old digitised photographs, let's just say that this is where the video biography really begins to come into its own. Sheer magic.
Substitution for AFC St Austell, number 12 Mike Day, 14 Darren Carroll, 15 Dana already, 16 Ben Williams and 17 Gary Kenhogan. Manager for St Austell, Phil Lafferty, assisted by Gary Kenhogan.
So we're off in this FA Vase fourth round game. St Austell in the all-white, playing from right to left against Greenwich Borough. In fact, if you get a little bit confused seeing around the ground, Dartford mentioned, they do share the ground with Dartford here at Prince's Park. But this afternoon, it's you can hear a good contingency of St Austell supporters that have followed us, and I'm pleased to say that alongside me at the moment eating a Cornish past. Well, is it from Cornwall, Glynn Hooper?
Totally from Cornwall, courtesy of Truro School yesterday afternoon. So yeah, really looking forward to this. The pitch looks very heavy, so that's going to be an interesting factor as the game goes on, I think, at the moment.
And that's Wetter with a header. Ollie broke his shot. You could see him slip as the ball came towards him, and it is certainly wet out there on the surface. We went out before the game as St Austell attacking it. Broke his shot with a shot, but it's blocked. And that was a very important block. Still St Austell in possession. Slateford on the ball. Got the big number 3, Gary Barrowdale, of course one of the ex-pros in the Greenwich side. The man we'll be looking out for perhaps more so is Gary Alexander, number 8. And we'll get Glynn Hooper to tell you a little bit more about Alexander in a minute, as St Austell keeping possession, although it's pretty much hectic stuff at the moment, Glynn.
Yeah, I think it's a good start from St Austell. They've controlled the game in the first couple of minutes. Alexander is obviously going to be a quality player, and I know Phil has done his homework on him, and they're going to have to look after him to get any result here today.
We're sitting here in the director's box at Greenwich, so if you hear the support for the Lily Whites, that's why as they're attacking. And now it's Sims on the ball, out to Slateford. Back to skipper Chris Reski. Dan Lean now in possession. Slateford's cross comes in, it comes off Barrowdale. Eddie was at the far post, but it was headed away, and that's a throw to St Austell. And this was game plan, I think.
Yeah, certainly the first thoughts from me is that St Austell look far livelier, far fitter, far more intensity from St Austell, which I think, you know, you've got to come away from home and take it right to Greenwich, and they've done that straight away today.
And of course Glynn should know what he's talking about. He's been to Wembley with Truro City and won the FA Vase, and this is really a very special competition, which for some reason really does get the supporters involved as well.
Behind the goal today is just fantastic. There's over, I don't know, it's got to be 120, 150 people here travelled up from Cornwall. It's a very special competition for Cornwall, and I know the players are going to really appreciate the support that they've got today.
Little lull in the storm as Lean punts that ball forward. Geordie Dingle on the ball. Inside the Sims. And a good ball into Slateford. Looks to cross but delays it. In it comes. Headed away by Nico James. Alexander on the ball. Challenge here by Dan Lean, and yes, free kick on the number 9, Paul Vines. Just 4 minutes to play gone as we await this free kick. It's taken towards Vines. Cross comes in, Chapman has to palm it away for a corner. So first bit of pressure from the home side. As St Austell going to defend this corner?
They'll have a game plan. They'll look after the 2 posts. Greenwich aren't the biggest of sides in the world, but the 5 and 6 for them, with obviously Gary Alexander as well, are going to be a threat from these areas. But I know Phil has worked very hard on set pieces this year, so hopefully I won't put any sort of curse on them. I expect him to look after this.
Could be the commentator's curse there, but we'll hope it isn't, as the corner comes in from Jerome. Alexander gets ahead, and another shot, but on the turn, well over, but he had an opening there and he took it and had a shot on goal.
Yeah, Alexander got free. Didn't go with the runner in Gary Alexander, free header, and he should have done better actually.
Probably had the time to keep it under control and look up and perhaps place it in the top right-hand corner like you would have done.
Maybe, but certainly the second time it come down to him, he rushed his shot, and he had probably a little bit more time than he thought.
Phillips gets Alexander away. That's a good cross in towards Jerome, but Watts is there. Jerome still on the ball, chips it back in. Header there from the striker coming in, and Chapman went to the post and always knew it was going wide, but certainly a good effort there by Paul Vines.
Yeah, they've just shown a little bit of quality there, Greenwich. I Alexander's made a good run down the channel, great ball into the box, which Watsy actually dealt with very well. But then they had a break-in midfielder who hit the box. But on this occasion, the run was followed, and that was enough to put him off from hitting the target.
So more pressure here, which Watts will have to deal with. That trusty left foot, little shove in the back of Reski, but no foul there. Play on, and Brokenshire looks up, trying to get Eddie away. We haven't really seen too much of Liam Eddie at the moment, but Reski on the ball. Eddie inside to Reski, but just a little bit too far in front of him. Forced nicely. Eddie gets a shot, but comes off the number 5. Joe Vines, and into the keeper's hands. Yeah,
a nice little break there for Liam. He tried to play it inside to Reski, but the deflection came straight back into his path. But there is a good block. This is a game St Austell can win, without a doubt. With the first 5 minutes of the game gone past, there's a game here to win for them. They're really in this.
And away they come again. Neil Slateford on the ball, but beaten on that occasion by Danny Phillips. Barrowdale's crossing towards Alexander. 2 players going for it, but Watts is there covering. And certainly it's a typical Vase Cup atmosphere, though, isn't it?
Yeah, they got themselves into a little bit of difficulty there. Martin Giles is looking like he's wanting to man-mark Gary Alexander, and him and Wetsy went for the same ball, and neither won it, which got to be careful of that, because they've obviously got some players around Alexander that can cause some trouble.
Phillips with a cross towards the back of the box, and it was a turn and shot by Paul Vines, and again wide, but St Austell just taking count a moment. Chapman trying to get his back four organised.
And he had far too much room in the box there, and on that occasion he just dropped off, no one went with him, and again should have done a little bit better with the shot.
Lean with time to turn and look up. Low and hard, but doesn't reach Sims. Comes straight back to Paul Vines. 2 brothers in the side for Greenwich. Paul and Joe Vines, one a striker, one a defender. And that ball going out of play. 9 minutes of play, and it feels as if we've been here at least half an hour of the attention.
Certainly feels that way with the cold. But Alexander's just getting into the channel a little bit too easy at the moment. He's made 2 runs now into that channel, and they've just not got tight enough to him, and he's managed to put 2 balls into the box. They've got to get a little bit tighter to him.
So the cross by Phillips, high. Chapman's challenge, drops it, but regains it under pressure there from Steve Jerome. Long ball forward. Sims being challenged. Wins the free kick. Does well against Joe Vines. Pitch, as we can see, is cutting up. The ball not bouncing too well off it. So that's another addition that the players have got to put up with, as Brokenshire and Watts on this ball. Now Watts is going to take it. We've seen him put in some cracking free kicks over the last few years. Will this be one? Towards goal, but Craig Holloway collects it, no problem on that occasion. Holloway, we've been told, will look to normally use his fullbacks, but that avenue is shut down. Looks to give it a long clearance. Watts against Alexander. Giles against Alexander. Ball's cleared by Watts to Sims. Slateford to Eddie. Eddie gets Barrowdale, tries to take him on, but runs into him, and Phillips brings it away. Paul Vines on that far side. Gets past Wetter far too easily. Paul Vines looks up, cross comes in, but Giles is there, but Wetter, can he make up for it? Yes, he does. That's a great tackle, sliding in, and then a long ball forward. Eddie is away. No, just out of play, but Wetter there beaten far too easily, but then made up for it.
Yeah, he did. He just dived in and on the touchline, and the lads put the ball between his legs. He just needed to hold him up there. But fair play to Wetsy. You know, he recovered well. and nearly actually counter-attacked. Only a little bit extra on the ball would have seen Liam get through there. So yeah, just a little change in play here at the moment. St Austell going to have to be a little bit careful for the next 5 minutes, I believe.
Coming up to the 12th minute of play. Greenwich Borough 0, AFC St Austell 0. No, it's
come on, Garrett! Working! I want that! Squeeze! Get it, John!
St Austell defending well.
In the hole! Get on!
There's far too much confusion here. It's St Austell in the box, and that was number 8, Ollie Brokenshire, with that cross. And we're joined now. The confusion in the box is the fact that it's a director's box. We've got Martin Gritton alongside us. Many of you will know Martin from his days at numerous Cornish clubs at Argyle and Ireland and wherever. Martin, what are you doing here then?
Well, I live up in London now, so it's a rare opportunity to see the teams come up. Obviously, when Truro were playing locally, I'd get along when I could. But it's great to see a team of the Vase up in our neck of the woods.
And we welcome you, and Glynn.
Yeah, what Martin said there was he lives in London, and it's great to come along and support someone in the Vase.
Yes, of course, Martin, with his strong Cornish connection, still got that Scottish touch to his voice somewhere along the way. But his dad is even worse, I think. But anyway, we won't go there. But Holloway with the goal kick. Let's get back to the football action. Rescue on the ball, trying to get it inside. He finds Eddie, although initially it looked as if it wasn't going to make him. Slateford on the edge of the box, looks to shoot. He does, and it's there! It's come off. I think Liam Eddy is the man who got the touch. Liam Eddy has put the visitors ahead. 14 minutes. Martin Gritton, you made the difference.
Well, what a strike. Fantastic. It's been a bright start, hasn't it? So fully deserved.
And Glynn, I think there's a touch. Slateford had the shot, but I think it came off Liam Eddy.
Yeah, there's certainly a deflection that's been taken in, but Liam Eddy done well to pick the ball up, drops it off to Slates, who's hit a great strike, but the left back just dropped straight off him, never pressed him at all, and invited the shot. Thoroughly deserved.
Thoroughly deserved, although I think that really means, although if the 15 minutes gone so far have been exciting, that really means it's a game on here this afternoon. Attendance here on Wednesday for Greenwich League game was about 62, I believe. I think St Austell doubled that attendance today, and you can hear them behind the goal. They enjoyed that one. Slateford to look up to shoot, and that touch though off Eddie completely dumbfounded the keeper. Craig Holloway, who's claim for fame, I think has been on the bench for Arsenal against Valencia a few years ago. Yes, didn't you know that one, Gus? Come on.
No, I haven't done my research for this game.
No fee for Martin Gritton today then anyway, so it's St Austell with a throw. Is it a throw or a kick? But comes in, Eddie went down. Whether that was a slip or an opponent, I'm not sure, but St Austell still in possession. Rescues ball, headed out by Vines. Long ball forward, which Geordie Dingle doing the covering up.
Get your shape! Sort it early! Sort it! Get shape, boys!
And it's Vines winning the ball. Greenwich, load of players on the edge of the box, but he's headed out by Giles firstly, then Brokenshire, but Phillips on the ball, teasing the defenders. Wetter gets a touch to it. Brokenshire does even better. Bardow looks up, cross comes in, but on that occasion, Aaron Day doing the work for St Austell. Vines to Vines, headed out by Wetter. Slateford not getting the ball down the touchline towards Eddie. Then Lee Wetter's there to head it out, but you got too many memories of FA Vase days? I can remember you down at Gallow Park for Porthleven.
Feels like forever ago that. It's some fantastic days. We had away at Hucknall Town and then Arsley as well. Those were great victories for us, and then unfortunately in the quarterfinals we got beaten by Taunton, but it was a great journey for us.
Something special about the FA Vase, which Glynn was remarking about earlier, and certainly today's brought it out as Eddie now on the ball. What can he do? Comes inside of James, loses possession but gets it back. Dan Lean now looks up. Timed across, low. Brokenshire. His shot is blocked by Jerome. And out come Greenwich. Good play by Reski. Barrodale's long ball forward towards the number 8, Gary Alexander. See the coverings around the outside of the pitch. They haven't been used, but it is very, very soggy out there. As Eddie, can he keep this ball in play? No, he's shepherded out of play by Danny Young. Takes a throw, and it's Holloway to James. James gets past Reski and then looks to knock it forward, which he does. Finds Steve Jerome to Alexander. Barrydale timed to cross. Oh, that was the number 9, Paul Vines, but it came off St Austell's Martin Watts, but a little bit of pressure now that St Austell will need to soak up for him.
Yeah, Paul Vines actually has made quite an impressive start. He's drifted from left to right. Alexander's playing down through the middle, and the two lads, they're playing a 4-3-3, so Vines sort of buzzes around Alexander, but he's been the danger actually at the moment, and is causing St Austell a few problems with his movement.
Chapman does well, palms that out. Lean will do the rest of the business. Long clearance. Eddie not getting there first though. Eddie on the ball to Dingle to Slateford. Lillywhite's keeping possession well there. Donley's ball putting Joe Vines under pressure. Well read by Eddie. Eddie's looking to shoot. Comes off the number 6, Danny Young. And midway through the first half, St Austell leading with that Liam Eddie goal after 15 minutes, and it'll be nice to get a second one. Play being held up there is just perhaps a little bit of a tussle under the crossbar. Liam Eddie's one of the players involved, and it's the number 8, Gary Alexander. It's the other man who's gone back to use his height and experience.
Yeah, Ed's is trying to obviously get in front of the keeper, and Gary Alexander's trying to sort of like protect the keeper. So typical what we see every week. Ball comes in though, keeper punches over. Could have taken it, could have collected the ball, but he's decided to put it behind his crossbar. So another chance here, which Neil Slateford will walk across and deliver again.
The St Austell players are all together. We've got Eddie under the crossbar. Brokenshire makes a run, it's blocked. Oh, he almost got to it. Now Watts on the ball. Out to Slateford. Another cross in. Highboy goes for it, but doesn't get there too convincingly. St Austell with the pressure. Wetter. Oh, that comes off Greenwich leg, and they didn't really know what was happening there, Grits.
No, well, it was a bit of a melee in there, but the delivery's been excellent from the set pieces. Just need one to kind of fall for one of the strikers there. I think Liam's been unfortunate. He's worked it well on his right foot to get his shot off there, but I think he's going to get in a good position hopefully soon to take advantage of one of those.
Long throw by Lean, but Barrodale gets it first, appeals for handball. Brokenshire wins it back for the visitors, looks to shoot. Wow, that was a teasing little effort that Holloway had to be behind.
Yeah, I think with Holloway in goal, he's not the biggest of keepers. He looks like he's got good hands, but he is going to struggle for anything that comes inside his 6-yard box. He's probably, I don't know, 5'10" maybe, which isn't particularly big for a keeper. Nasty little elbow down in front of us here. Martin Watts is down on the floor. Fourth official's seen it. Not sure the referee's seen it. Watts he's playing this a little bit. He is playing it. He's being a little bit clever, but that's what you get. You've got to be clever to play in the FA Vase. To play at the top level, it's all about being clever in these particular circumstances. Take the pressure off the game. St Austell are 1-0 up. Bit of a melee, everyone getting involved. Hey, it's about gameplay. It's about winning games of football, and St Austell are doing a very good job at the moment.
And of course, there I asked my other summariser, Martin Gritton, whether he would have ever gone up with an elbow.
I don't think you go up with elbows, but I kind of all arms and legs kind of displays. So when you go up, you occasionally, that's what happens. The centre halves are up to it though, and Martin hasn't complained there. I think he's just gone up honestly for the ball, and there's been a bit of a battle. But in this sort of situation, you don't want to give away any cheap bookings, because that's what can really hurt, because it's a heavy pitch. There's going to be some tackles that are going to be sloppy throughout the game. If you lose a player on this, it can be very difficult, particularly for any sendings off in the first half. You want to keep all players on the pitch as long as you can.
The fourth official is giving his version to the referee. Got all sorts of happenings underneath us here. It's
a good politician.
Mr. Connolly is having a word with the manager, Phil Lafferty.
Yeah, Ian Jenkins, the Greenwich manager, he's wandered from his technical area through the St Austell technical area to get himself involved. You can't do that. You can't wander around these days where you want to go. So, from all accounts, he's a very vocal manager. He gets very involved with the game. Often gets involved with the crowd, and I think that's the first sign of it today, that he's getting frustrated and he's got himself involved. Perhaps he should concentrate on looking after his team rather than looking after the referee and what's going on in the St Austell dugout.
So I would like to say order has been resumed, but at the moment there's still a fair bit of talking going on down there.
Ref.
So play is resumed, and peace and order, but Watts his way back onto the pitch. The main thing is, I'm glad to say that obviously he's recovered from whatever the problem was.
Technical area. I hope you've had a word with him.
27 minutes on the clock. Brendan Sharp beaten in the air on allocation by Bennett.
Great start, Brooks, great start. Keep your discipline, great start. Come on.
Brooks goes up. Slateford perhaps just rushing it a bit.
All the way. You're too much for them. Come on.
It's great when actually you can do something like this, and the summarisers are totally biased. You can hear Glynn Hooper there giving instructions. I'm sure Grits would have done the same, but they wouldn't have understood him. As Slateford on the ball.
Yes, Chappie, all the time.
St Austell back in possession, but cleared by Vines. Reski gets Eddie away. Keeper comes out. Had to touch it away from him, but not quite the deft touch needed on that occasion. Holloway with the goal kick. Tried to be flipped on by the Greenwich player, but straight to Watts. St Austell on the attack again. Billy Bennett's long ball forward. Alexander to chase. Giles does well though. Half an hour gone. 1/3 of the way towards the fifth round. For one of these sides, St Austell at the moment. Long ball forward by Billy Bennett, but all the way through the Chapman. He won't have any problems with that. Chapman. Was Chapman with you at Wembley for Trill or not? Was he in the squad?
No, he wasn't with Trill at the time. We had Dan Stevenson with us at the time. Chappie had been involved by that occasion. But super keeper. Here's a little chance here again for St Austell. Ball just floated into the box. Slateford on the right hand side, just looking to beat the left midfielder. Just held up.
And forced out further by Phillips, but Dean comes on and helps. Rescue can't quite flick it over his shoulders. But that clearance is wasteful. Greenwich there, goes straight to Dingle using Watts. Finds Slateford with that long ball. Eddie Brokenshire goes up. He's missed it, but the keeper suggested it's a foul, but you would disagree with that?
I totally disagree. Yeah, I'm biased, of course I'm biased, I'm a Cornishman. The keeper's come over the top of the centre forward, has dropped it, which we've spoke about, he's going to struggle. Put the ball in the back of the net and he's given the ball back, but here's a chance now. Great tackle by Watsley and Vagila, but they're still under pressure. 10's into the box. Ball's going to come in and across. Good block by Wetsy. But that should have been a goal. Nothing wrong with that goal at all.
But immediately the pressure's down the other end of the pitch. It's Greenwich with this corner. Steve Jerome to take. It's certainly action-packed stuff here at Prince's Park. See the name of Dartford above Phillips there, but Jerome. But Alexander with a head, and that's the equaliser. It's put in under the crossbar by Vines, but the danger was at the near post. Alexander ran in with almost a free header.
Yeah, it's a great ball in the box, to be fair. He's got across him and he's got his head. I don't know quite what happened there. It was a deflection. He's finished it on the line. It's really unfortunate, particularly after a disallowed goal that shouldn't have been. So that's the way these things happen, though. And it switched on in both boxes at all times, and that's an unfortunate thing against the run of play for St Austell. But we're going to get back in it now.
32nd minute. Brokenshire almost getting through to Eddie. Great challenge by Brokenshire, finds Slateford, but he's blocked by Barrowdale. Now, could this be the first yellow card or not?
Yeah, it should be. He's deliberately blocked him, but what a 30 seconds. St Austell put the ball in the back of the net at one end, gone straight to the other end, and again Alexander's made that near post run, and he's had a free header again, and the rest of it was straightforward, literally 2 yards out to put the ball in the back of the net. But they're in the game. Half an hour into it, they are majorly in this game, and I think St Austell can get stronger and stronger.
And the referee does show the yellow card to number 3, Gary Borrowdale. His previous club, I think, was Gillingham, although he didn't actually make any appearances for them, but he's an ex-pro. Watts with the free kick. Now this could be interesting. What's he going to do with this one? Is he going to go for power? Watts suggests he's going to hit it, and I believe that's what he should do. I wouldn't like to be in that wall, that's all I can say. That's a cracking effort, and he is there! And that's what a way to respond. Watts powered it in. Keeper could only palm it out, and Eddie was there to snatch it into the corner of the net. 34 minutes on the clock. St Austell 2-1 up.
Well, I spoke about the keeper. I'm not sure about him, and it's a great strike by Watsy. Nice and low. It's dipped just in front of him. He can only parry it out, and who else is going to be there but Liam Eddy, who has a tap in from 6 yards. They deserve to be in front, and I'm delighted they've got themselves back in front so early on. Come on, St Austell.
Yes, certainly that's what the visiting supporters needed and wanted. They got it. Eddie's the man, but what an effort from Martin Watts. He's so deadly on those free kicks from that sort of area that worth a goal. Austell have travelled 300 miles to be here and take part, but at the moment they're having to defend. It comes off Brokenshire, and it's a corner now. They conceded at the last corner. They've got to be tighter on this occasion. Chapman, the man in front of him. Cross comes in. Dear oh dear, and Borrowdale gets the equaliser. And I have to say that was a bit of a shambles.
They've got big problems from corners. I spoke about how hard they'd worked defensively, but they are desperately struggling to deal with the movement in the box. 6-yard box. You know, I think Chappie's going to be disappointed with that as a keeper. It's dropped at his feet, and he's come out with his feet, and they literally have had a tap in from again 5 yards. But that is causing them real problems at the moment. The corner kicks.
3 goals in 4 minutes, and it's all square again. Slateford goes down, challenged by the number 9 Paul Vines. The assistant over there was immediately up with a flag. The good news is that Slates is probably okay, just winded slightly, but whether the referee will take any action. There was a yellow card shown there. Number 9, Paul Vines, I think, was the man. There's another free kick from Watts. Under the crossbar, comes in. Lean is there. Goes for the volley, which they painted for a corner, but from here it looked as if it went straight off. But goal kick and a few seconds for everyone to calm down. Always goal kick, good distance. Giles is up there, but goes over him and Alexander. Rusky will read that one. Can he get away from James? No. Long clearance. Wetter, eyes on the ball, but goes over him. Giles has to clear. Bit of a nervous back four St Austell looking at the moment.
Yeah, I think that, you know, I think Gary's reputation goes, you know, before him, and they're very conscious of dealing with him. And I think any ball into the box at the moment is a problem for them. So they need to sort that out, and I think probably they can get to half time at 2-2, sort out their set piece. Look after that, because outside of their set piece at the moment, Greenwich haven't really threatened.
But they are in possession at the moment. Comes into the box. Dingle with a header. Lean with a clearance. Perkinshaw helps it on, but only to a red and black shirt. Nico James on the ball. Goes around Rusky. Gets past Watts, but runs out of play for a goal kick. Headed back by Steve Jerome. Watts with the throw. Phillips beats Brokenshire, but Broach is in there. And just a slight high boot. Nothing intentional, but referee having to just calm everyone down. Another set piece in the St Austell penalty area. What's going to happen on this time? On this occasion? Towards the edge. They've got through a lot of players before it's cleared by Dingle. Good header by Sims. Brokenshire trying to get Eddie in, but that's cleared by Greenwich. Tackle on now. That's the number 5, Joe Vines, on Ollie Brokenshire. Glynn Hooper has already decided for the referee, yellow card.
That's a poor challenge. He knows exactly what he's doing as a centre half. You know, it's one of those that you feel you can have a cheap shot, go through the back of him. I'd be very surprised if this isn't a yellow card. He's certainly pulling him across, but it's people are shouting behind me. That's his first one. Well, it doesn't matter if it's first one or last one. It's a yellow card all day long.
2 minutes before half time, plus whatever stoppage, and this would be their one set. A marvellous time for St Austell to get that crucial third goal. Watts with the kick. Lean gets in there, but James clears for Greenwich. Slateford covering up. Steve Jerome not able to get away. Leafer chooses short to Phillips. Now the cross from James. Slateford looking to clear, but it's not effective as likewise from Dan Lean. Wetter, just a little touch to Lean, and now this time he's got time to. Well, he finds Brokenshire on it. Probably more by luck than judgment, but good play by the midfielder. Watts to Sims, good touch to Brokenshire. This is a great move by the Lily Whites. Eddie on the edge of the box, going for his hat trick, don't forget. Little poke towards the 6-yard box, but blocked. Rescue with a little bit of space on the edge of the box. This shot's blocked. Now Dingle. Good play by Geordie Dingle. Brokenshire shot along the ground. Holloway goes down and gathers. One kick by Holloway. Giles clears. Chapman was coming out. No doubt gave him the instructions to clear as Borrowdale comes forward for Greenwich towards Alexander. Chapman just lets him run out of play. Now we've asked Glynn what he would have said, or what he will be saying in the change room. What would you be saying if you were Phil Lafferty?
Very positive. You come away from home, you are 2-2 at half time, you played the better football. For me, they've got more energy, they've got more quality. It's just looking after the set piece situation. I think if they can rectify that set piece situation, there's every chance that they go away with a result, and a result is not losing. If they want to get them to a replay, then ask the same questions of people having to travel down for that replay, because at this level it is different. People with work commitments, etc. So very, very positive team talk. Keep it upbeat, but look after the set piece situation.
Referee looks at his watch, and there he goes. Half-time whistle. So exciting stuff here at Prince's Park. Half-time, it's Greenwich Borough 2, AFC St Austell 2. Many thanks to Piran Films for allowing me to let you know about my recently relaunched magazine, Cornish Soccer, a 24 glossy full colour edition every month featuring football in the county. This month we've got a 4-page issue feature on Godolphin and the ladies behind the club, Margaret Ashwood and Tanya Simmons. We've got player profiles on Geordie Dingle of St Austell and Bobby Lee John Zavarian. Plus we've got details and facts and figures on the goal scorers around the leagues in the county, and it's an essential read for everyone that loves football in the Duchy. You can get the Cornish Soccer by looking at my website, Cornish Soccer, or the details will be on the screen. So off we go in this second half of FA Vase, 4th round, Greenwich Borough against AFC St Austell. Cracking first half, we can only hope the second half is anything near as good as that. Borrowdale with the ball towards Vines, which flicks on. Giles gets it out of trouble. Lean not quite sure where to head that one, but in the end wins a free kick. Just been handed the attendance, and it's 274, which is probably almost 3 times the average for Greenwich Borough. So the glamour of the FA Vase once again. St Austell just struggling to get back into this action in the second half, but that ball flicked on by Eddie, and Sims making sure that Vines has to clear it for a throw. Lean with the long throw towards Berkshire, flicks it on, but off for a goal kick. And normally I would bring in my summarisers for comments on that throw, but they're both having their prawn sandwiches still, I think. Neither side made any changes for this second half. Holloway with the kick. Floodlights on here now at Preachers Park. Of course, should it be level at 90 minutes,
Come on, Jared.
half an hour of extra time to look forward to, but that's a long way away at the moment. Let's concentrate on what we've got at the moment. Berkshire inside to Slateford, to Sims. Having a play from St Austell Rescue with a man approaching him. Knocks it inside to Geordie Dingle.
Go line, go line, go line.
Lean back to Dingle. No Eddie on the ball. A little bit of possession here for the moment from St Austell, but Giles' ball forward is straight to Nico James, who clears, and it's a throw to the visitors. So Wetter, long ball forward towards Slateford. Slateford just checked his run, and
All right, come on, heads up, come on.
pass probably looking worse than it was intended to be, but Jordan Kit and all the Lily White supporters have brought up with them, and certainly doing their bit for their side as that goal kick is flicked on. Borrowdale with the ball forward towards Alexander. Good head by the experienced number 8. Cross from Vines, cut out by Giles. Brokenshaw's clearance. A little bit fortunate that it went so far as it did, but it's James on the ball for Greenwich with the shot, but Chapman's goal kick off the head of Aaron Day. And Rescue trying to put the back four under pressure. Aaron Day comes away for Greenwich. Trapped back by Sims. A long ball forward by Nico James. Wetter wins it only as far as a Greenwich shirt. Alexander went down rather extravagantly as Eddie against Vines. Eddie is on the ball, but shut down by Joe Vines. And cleared by Borrowdale. Dingle wins the ball. St Austell back in possession. Started brightly this second half. Neil Slateford back to Dingle. And Dingle trying to get Slateford away again, but off for another goal kick to Greenwich. How are the prawn sandwiches?
Ask Hoops.
You've missed 3 goals. It's now 5-2 to St Austell, by the way. But
yeah, we thought that might be the case. That's why we stayed in there a little bit longer.
Anyway, it was nice of you to bring a drink back anyway. But it is still 2-2, and at the moment looking anyone's game, if I'm honest. Watts, long ball forward. Oh, everyone wanting it to go over Vines' head, but the central defender was there.
Shape! Come on! Shape!
Attendance 274, so said the magic of the Vase once again is St Austell just having to defend there. Dingle on the ball. Nice square pass to Lee Wetter. Trying to get it to Slateford, but suggestion of handball there. The assistant's got his flag up, but the referee didn't agree. Phillips on the ball for Greenwich. Vines is going outside of him. Comes inside. Now he uses Paul Vines. Deep cross, which surely would go out of play, but it doesn't. Alexander knocks it back in. Oh, and St Austell, you have to say, it's heart in our hands every time a cross comes in at the moment. Paul Vines with a shot, but still not quite looking as calm and cohesive at the back there as we would want them.
No, it does seem, crosses into the box at the moment are causing a problem. I think the bench in front of us, where Phil and Gary are, might have to look at one or two things. A little bit more support for Liam Eddy. Simsy's a brilliantly talented player, but I'm just wondering, as the game goes and it becomes more scrappy, whether you perhaps need a few more legs up there to run them, and Simsy ain't going to do that. So Dan Nankara may be an option in there.
Clearance by Mean, but straight to Greenwich's Danny Phillips. Borrowdale on the ball. Lean against Paul Vines, and in the back of the Greenwich number 9. The St Austell supporters not agree with that decision. As cross comes in, Giles gets ahead to it, and then another one. Nico James now, out to Alexander. Into the box, but out by Watts. Dingle gets there first. Great little ball back to Brokenshire. Now to Dingle again. This is a good break. If he can get there, he does. Now number 5, Joe Vines, has already had a yellow. Now, what are we going to do with this one? Dingle just touched it on, and Joe Vines could be in trouble here.
He's got to walk. He knows exactly what he's doing as a centre half. He steps straight across him, deliberate block. Let's see how strong the referee is. No, he's going to send him. He's going to send him, and it's the right decision.
Joe Vines, 2 yellows, so he's off now. But so often do we see a side with 10 men are the better team from there on.
Well, that's true, but if you take a key player like the centre half, strong ball-winning centre half like he is, it's that can hurt them. And I think the way that Liam's been playing up front, the way that Jared's got the quality they have up front, they can take advantage of that. So if it continue to put good delivery in with a key player like that going, it can cause them problems.
I don't know quite why we got a bit of aftermath here, but Phil Lafferty being spoken to in front of us, literally a few feet away, and I think he's being told to go to the stand.
Yeah, Phil's had a quiet word in the lads here as he's been sent off, and I think the 4th official has picked up on it. I saw Gary Penaligan just have a chat with Phil to say nothing. Phil just had a quiet little word, and the 4th official's picked up on it. So, but listen, he's going to go behind the dugout, but it shouldn't change anything now. Real chance here for St Austell.
Yes, and certainly with the Watts with the free kick. Action is about to start again on the pitch. Watts, who we have seen already, can put a dangerous ball into the box. That one's headed out by Day. Day goes down, and he's play acting on that one, surely. He's staying down, and now we're going to try and even it up perhaps, but Aaron Day's the man who's gone down. Little bit of a push, but I don't think there's anything worse than that.
Referee didn't see it. I've followed the ball, I've watched the referee. He watched the ball be headed away, and he's seen the player on the floor, and he's guessed, without a doubt, he's guessed. This is going to be a very interesting time now for the ref.
Phil Lafferty having been shown to the stand, but the ridiculous thing of football is that he's actually about 3 feet away from where he was standing. to the right of the dugout. That's another rule I don't understand. But anyway, St Austell defending. Wetter to Eddie. Now Eddie, take his man on, but he can't get past the number 6, Danny Young. And it's a Greenwich throw. Aaron Day comes back on. Well, I think we got everyone falling out with the 4th official now. It's the Greenwich physio having a few words with him as well. So who would be a referee? Martin Gritton, would you ever want to have that whistle?
I genuinely feel sorry for them in occasions like this, because you get everyone shouting and you're just trying to do your best. But to be honest, once this game's
Slateford on the ball out in this right corner, back to Brokenshire. Oh, he gets away with that one now. He finds Slateford. Cross coming towards that near post. Borrowdale doesn't mess about. He knocks it out as the ball nearly hit us. Brokenshire, little flick towards Slateford. Paul Vines is there. Sims goes for it. And well shielded out by Danny Young. Phil Lafferty's obviously been shown to the stand as such, but I say he's so close to the dugout, he might as well still be where he was. Can he give instructions or what?
Yes, he can still give instructions. He's been removed from the technical area. Like you say, the technical area is 2 foot away from where he's actually stood. So it shouldn't change things too much. And you know, Phil's gone and taken one there for the team, in my opinion, by just having a quiet word with their player going off, making sure it's riled the opposition. And again, like I said earlier in the match about a bit of gameplay, you've got to play them at their own game, and we're not used to that in Cornwall. When you come away, there is a lot of gamesmanship that goes on. St Austell are matching it, and that's why they've got every chance now to get a result, and it's all about a result today.
15, Chris Edwards on in place of Steve Jerome. No doubt being brought forward a little bit because of the sending off. But at the moment, Greenwich with the 3 men at the back. Eddie to take on Young. Falls over the ball more than anything as Young clears, but it's not a very good clearance. Dingle back in possession for St Austell. Spreading the play to Dan Lean. Deep cross. Eddie will keep that one in, hopefully, but he's offside anyway, so
interesting from Greenwich in the sense that they've gone a man down and they've gone 4-3-2. They're going to keep the pressure on St Austell going forward, and they've obviously now got to look after the middle of the park, and Slates and Chris Rescue Chris has been quiet so far. He's now really got to come into this game. That's where they're going to have the advantage in wide areas. They've got to move the ball quickly, certainly hit the diagonals. Wow, what a chance to reach the last 16 they've got.
Rescue with a touch on towards Eddie, but heading out of play by Danny Young. Quick throw, Rescue to Watts, he'll spread the play, finding Dan Lean. Slateford comes towards him. Oh, not quite able to get it back to Lean as Day clears it. Paul Vines won't keep that one in play. St Austell's throw, Slateford helps it on. Brokenshire gets away from 2, Greenwich plays, then finds Liam Eddie. Eddie to tracked back by James. Tries to come inside the number 2, and St Austell win the free kick. Edge of the penalty area, in a very good position here for St Austell to take advantage of this. Watts is coming over. Brokenshire no doubt will fancy this one himself. Watts or Brokenshire?
Watsy, even to the point here that I fancy him to have a little opportunity. I think he'll strike this. Instructions from the bench have been for Ollie to get on the edge of the wall. He hasn't got there yet. Phil's screaming at him to get on the edge of the wall. Watsy's going to have a go here. Watsy's going to have a go.
Brooks is suddenly, or eventually realised what he's supposed to be doing. Watts with a kick. Good kick. Holloway grabbed it a second attempt, but good kick, good save, Martin Grits.
Yeah, Martin Watts, he's got great quality. That left foot's been causing them problems all afternoon. Great delivery, great power. Hopefully see more of it in the second half. He was unlucky there. Probably a nice hike for the keeper, but it's, he's been quality all day.
That's the voice of Martin Gritton, who didn't have a bad left foot himself, to be honest, but St Austell in possession again, taking the game to Greenwich now. Greenwich a man down, of course, for that sending off. Joe Vines for a block on Geordie Dingle. Eddie wins the throw, that far corner. Oh, Brokenshire loses possession, then he wins it back. Tussling with the number 7 Bennett. Dan Lean inside the Dingle. St Austell keeping possession. Lean with a first time cross, but overhooked, hit it.
Yeah, God, they've worked it well. Watsy made a good move down the left-hand side, but to be fair to Greenwich, they did block the ball off over there. Watsy was disappointed; it didn't come to him, but it came out to Dan Lean, and Dan's going to, would have expected a little bit better for himself there.
25 minutes to go in this 4th round FA Vase game. Greenwich Borough 2, St Austell 2. St Austell trying to push forward, but Alexander against Wetter. They both go down, no foul. Referee does well there not to be fooled by anyone. Although Glynn Hooper's not so sure.
Yeah, Wett's just got caught, and Wett's done ever so well to get himself back in. But for me, I think, Wett's used all his 33 years experience there. I thought it was probably a free kick. He done ever so well to recover.
What's the ball into the box, comes off James, and wasn't too far away from just being deflected into the roof of the net. Holloway couldn't do anything about it as the St Austell crowd there behind the goal sucked it towards the net, but not quite hitting into it. Watts taking his time over this corner kick, got 3 St Austell players pretty. Oh, Giles ran straight into the substitute number 15. Or no, it was Alexander. Bit of a tussle there in the penalty area, and Holloway now having a few words with Giles as the throw's taken. Slate for the Dingle. Eddie to Ollie Brokenshire, looks up. Dingle to Lee Wetter in the penalty area there. But Danny Young just shadowing the ball, shielding it, and it's a goal kick.
It's a pressure game now. You've got to keep the pressure upon Greenwich, that they can't get out. Every time the ball goes forward, it stays forward, because you know that Greenwich can score goals from set pieces. And the 2 up front are good players. And I still fancy Greenwich to have a little chance.
No, Alexander did get an arm across the St Austell player there who's gone down, but I believe that was an accident, if I'm honest. Well, having said that, he has got a yellow card. Watts with the kick. Now, Wetter is straight back on with the play. Lean with a header. Yes! Dan Lit. Oh no, it's been disallowed. It's been disallowed. A kick from Martin Watts to the far post. Dan Lean ran in from behind the back line, and it's disallowed, and you've got to question that one.
I don't know. I've got absolutely no idea why the linesman has just given that for offside. He has come from behind the play, headed it into the bottom corner, and now Greenwich are on the attack. I'm going to have a look back at the replay here with Martin Exowitz, and I'll come back to you on that one.
Certainly, we were all up out of our seats. Dan Lean with a brilliant header in the far corner, and now it's pressure on the St Austell defence. Giles heads it away. Dingle over his head. Eddie to Sims to Brokenshire. You have to say St Austell are playing good football this out. Eddie, he just clips Young. Young goes down. Now just could be St Austell's first yellow of the afternoon, I think, to accompany, to level it up. Oh, now we have, what have we got now? The assistant referee coming back to the forward. Eddie's been shown a yellow card and all that as well. So, I'll tell you what is all happening.
Yeah, Phil's going to be moved now. He's literally two foot away from the technical area, but he is in the stand. He's now being told he's got to move further back into the stand. I understand his frustration. Unless there's someone in the middle of the box that's come across the keeper, Dan Lean was not offside.
No, let's hope we don't have to wait on that wrong decision, surely deciding this game, as Holloway throws out to Borrowdale. Long ball forward towards Alexander, runs in the wetter, fine with the volley, but well over, but we cannot give these front two any space, can we?
Very clever again by Alexander. He's just got across Wetsy, just nudged him at the right time, which meant that Wetsy couldn't come and attack the ball, which allowed his fellow centre forward to get in behind. And this game has got a lot to go for it yet. With those two up front, St Austell cannot think this is a draw or a win, because could be a little kick in their tail here.
Watcher gets in there before Alexander. Rescue does well to keep that ball in play. Now Watts with a little bit of time to look up, spread it to this opposite side, although Dan Lean isn't going to keep it in. And instantly, Greenwich move forward. They feel that they can win this game as well. You can just tell it from both sides. Anyone's match. Dingle running forward. Borrowdale trying to track back. Goes inside, tries to find Sims. Not able to get it through three defenders. Alexander calms it down to Gary Borrowdale. All the way back to Holloway. And long ball forward, slices the kick slightly, but that's the St Austell's advantages. Now they're back in possession. Rescue still hasn't really done what we know he can do in a game. Watts. Borrowdale did well actually to clear that ball on his wrong foot, but and Slateford's in. Great stuff from the number 11. Rescue now. Heading out of this Fuzz. Slateford does well to shield it, allowing Rescue to get on the possession, but now it's a break by Greenwich. Paul Vines down this left flank. Dingle chasing. Wetter is a crosser as well. Great play by Lee Wetter. Cool stuff from the number 5. Dan Lean inside of Brokenshire. Watts is there on the far side of the pitch and gets it. Ross comes in again looking for Eddie, but Borrowdale using his experience. Great header down to the keeper and instantly out to Danny Phillips. Oh, through the legs of Johnny Dingle. Still Phillips. Then wide to Alexander. Phillips again, back to Borrowdale. Into the box, Giles is there. Now then, Brokenshire. Play switches again. Sims to Liam Eddy. After his hat-trick, after his 10th goal in the FA Vase this season, if he gets it. Teasing, but ball just runs away from him and off for a goal kick. Disappointing finish. Holloway slips as he takes that kick. Slateford tries to get Eddie on the run, but not to be. This next goal, though, so crucial as to if one side gets it, could be the winner. As Greenwich with the long ball forward. Alexander against Wetter. Wetter wins it, but Dingle is Dingle's foul, which is just as well because Lee Wetter looked as if he handballed it. Dingle went down and just went to the ground under the challenge of Phillips.
Yeah, right decision as well. Came through the back of Dingers, but yeah, you're very, very, very right there in saying that. I think there's one more goal. I think there is one more goal in this game, and whilst St Austell got all the pressure, I can't say that's going to be the way it's going to go at the moment because they are so dangerous going forward, Greenwich.
St Austell moving forward. Reski finds the gap, finds Liam Eddy. And there it is! Is that the goal that puts St Austell through? 12 minutes remaining on the clock. Good play by Reski, found Liam Eddy, and with his left foot, that's his 10th goal in the FA Vase this season. What a finish! And we were just saying the next goal, Glynn, great timing.
Oh, what a finish. Good build-up play, middle of the park. Good ball put out to Eds. And I spoke to Eds before the game today and said, attack them down the left-hand side, use your left foot. Oh, what a finish with his left foot across the keeper into the far corner. Now they've got to look after it. They've got to continue the same way, but they've got to look after it. They've got to be really clever now in how to win the game.
As immediately Greenwich come back at St Austell. St Austell never had that time to make the most of the lead they've had. They've got to hang on to it now. We've got 10 minutes to go in this FA Vase fourth round. St Austell 3-2 up here at Greenwich Borough. Eddie with a hat-trick. That's his 10th goal of the FA Vase this season, Glynn. Some finishing.
Well, if that's his 10th goal, you know, it is a great achievement so far. Wonderful, wonderful finish. You've got two centre forwards sat either side of you, and I think we both stood up in appreciation. Grits had a great left foot. I had a bit of a dodgy left foot, but what a good finish.
Although we are saying we're not absolutely sure who got that first goal, of course, for St Austell, are we? I mean, I'm putting it down to Eddie. Grits alongside me is saying Slates. Glynn Hooper, you got the deciding factor on this.
Slates for me all day long.
Oh, I give up. Slateford's strike, but now we've got a substitution. Dan Nancaro, who knows how to play the game. He was disappointed not starting today. Jared Sims is the man to come off. 9 minutes remaining. Nanks.
Good decision. 3-2. You're ahead. Simsy's all about creation. Dan's going to hold the ball up. He's going to help defensively as well because he's capable in the air. Really good decision, I think, there from the management team at St Austell.
Watts got time to decide where he's going to knock this ball. Unfortunately, straight to Nico James, but lean against Vines in that far corner. Paul Vines does well. He gets away from Dan Lean, and then Lean just leans on Vines.
Yeah, dangerous. They've not had a corner second half, I don't think, and this is the same situation as any corner. It's right on the byline, probably 10 yards inside from where the corner would be taken. Real danger now for St Austell. Hopefully they've talked about it at half-time and rectified any problems that they had in the first half.
Chris Edwards substitute with the free kick. Can St Austell defend this one? They've looked shaky on previous set pieces. Ball comes in. That was Reski with a header. Slates gets there. Great stuff from the number 11, but Phillips back in possession for Greenwich Borough. Giles slides in. It comes off Nico James, and we can all breathe a little bit easier with that set piece being defended.
Yeah, Chris Reski just dropped himself into a danger area right on the edge of the 6-yard box. Good header, but you know the follow-up from it. They've pressed hard. Martin Giles again, as always, leading by example. Came out great blocking challenge. You know, here we are. 8 minutes to go. What a chance! What a chance for the last 60.
At the moment, though, St Austell having to defend. Phillips back to substitute Edwards. Phillips on the ball again. Can't get past Brokenshire, but Greenwich do win the throw in that far corner. Oh, Phillips gets away from Brokenshire far too easily. And the cross comes in. Defended by Lean. And Reski doing his bit. Slate can't get it away as Greenwich fighting for everything now. Borrowdale inside to Day. And off for a goal kick.
Greenwich are literally leaving 1 against 2 at times at the back. They've just got to be calm, and that's the easiest thing in football to say. When you're 3-2 up, away from home, last 16 beckoning, let's all stay calm.
Well, certainly no one's showing any calmness in this director's area here. We got St Austell committee, their one side, getting quite excited about this match, and rightly so. It's been a brilliant advert for non-league football, FA Vase. Another substitution from Greenwich was Jamie Wood on for Billy Bennett. Manx can't keep possession as Borrowdale comes inside. Dingle doesn't foul. Possession here for Greenwich again. Phillips, busy little number 10 for Greenwich. Dingle goes down, shouts for a free kick, but play on. Phillips for the cross. Brokershire's first touch almost got away from him. Then Nanks does well, gets the ball and wins the free kick. Already the man to come on, and Martin wants to be replaced. Glynn Hooper says good decision.
Well, you know, the two have been fighting for that position all year. Damo is very much a natural defender. Watsy is all about the creativity that we've seen already today. I think also a little bit more height in the box from set piece. Yeah, I totally agree with the decision, and hopefully they can see this out now.
Nankara does well getting that ball in the air, but Jamie Wood down the touchline. Lean is there. His clearance finds Eddie. Brokenshire. Great ball into Liam Eddie. Can he get on the end of this? He don't. No, that looked as if there was a foul. He goes down, but the play comes out. Greenwich on the attack now. Wetu with a header away, and that ball forward by already doesn't find Nankara, but that must have been very, very close to a penalty.
Penalty for me. I thought Edge was brilliant. Put his body across the defender. The defender's made the challenge, and he's brought him down. It's a penalty. It's a penalty as far as I'm concerned.
3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes. St Austell away from the 5th round of the FA Vase, and already inside to Dingle. Reski on the ball, and then the long ball forward by already. The clearance hits Nankara. He's just winded on that one, but Greenwich in possession. Phillips on that far side now. He's the man probably that he might be looking to create something in the middle of the park. Danny Young has moved forward for Greenwich, but his ball runs out of play. Paul Vines couldn't keep that one in. And you look at the clock and it's only moved on a minute. But we've still got 2 minutes.
What's the panic? Hey, we're all calm here on the sideline. What a game. Whatever happens now, what a day. You know, for me it's a very new experience in coming away as a supporter, as a friend to a lot of these lads who are playing, obviously a good mate of Phil. What a day out, and I can see why these supporters pay their money to go away and watch football week in, week out. It's been a brilliant day, but with that, Lena's just had to get across and put the cover on. So also under a little bit of pressure again now.
Yes, which you're bound to expect. This cup, Greenwich got nothing to lose. They've got to push forward, but that ball safely into the hands of Jason Chapman. And apart from the set pieces, you have to say actually, Jason Chapman hasn't really had a save to make.
No, he hasn't. That's a shame for it, because the 2 goals that they've had were so cheap.
Eddie on the ball, can he go? He was inches away from that.
There's a stacked on penalty. 3 goals. It should be home and dry. It's never like that.
No, we've been in football far too long to say it's anything but easy. And into the last minute of 90 minutes, there will be obviously some stoppage time. There's been substitutions. There's been a sending off. And now he's got to be offside, surely. Oh, that ball just trickles wide, Giles. But he was already standing offside. No, I have to say he looked offside to me. I've got people behind suggesting he wasn't offside. Phil Hooper, UEFA coach.
He's in an offside position, but the ball was travelled forward, came off a defender, a St Austell head. That doesn't put him back into an onside position.
Oh, there was shouts of a goal, but how could they see from there? I mean, that's never a goal, was it?
It's just absolutely ridiculous. To be fair, I'd be doing the same thing if I was there. Yeah, no chance. It's another set piece that's caused problems.
We're in the stoppage time. 4 minutes, I believe, was what we saw the 4th official put up. And Wetter gets a leg to it and then heads it away. Resky. Very easy to say keep the ball, but no, Eddie, run at them, Eddie. Finds Brokenshire, finds Slateford, but that first touch just held the ball up as Greenwich clear.
I haven't got a clue what's going on, Dave, to be honest. I didn't really see what happened from that last corner. Great opportunity for St Austell to win it. Didn't quite happen. Well, I'm glad I'm sat here and not on the bench, actually.
Yeah, just imagine, it's bad enough for us, just imagine for the coaching staff down below us. Slateford's just limping away there from some action.
Come on, referee.
Holloway with the clearance. We're only into the second minute of the 4, but St Austell's clock has changed now. Eddie will keep possession. Then the cross to Resky. Resky brings it down, brilliant bring down. Brokenshire with the shot, surely.
Yes!
And then we got Knights. No, it's blocked by the keeper. And well, there's bodies all over the place at the moment. I've got 2 summarisers wondering what has happened. I think at the end of the day, it's an offside, but we've still got a forward down there in the box injured. We got Resky in the middle of the park, just making sure his cramp doesn't get any worse. And we've still got at least a minute and a bit. 4 minutes of stoppage time was what was suggested. Ben Williams is the man.
Specsavers, just get away!
Ben Williams is the substitute coming on now. Who's going to be the change? Who's coming on?
Chris Resky, by the looks of it. Yeah, he's been stretching out for the last 20 odd minutes. Calves have really tightened up on him, I think. But again, it's a little bit about set piece. You know, Ben Williams ever so strong in the air. The one thing I'd be asking is to get one of the boys in front. Get one of the boys in front of the 6, who I believe Danny Young. He's won a lot of ball in the air in the last 10 minutes. You need to screen him. Geordie Dingle's doing it at the moment. I would actually get someone else to do that job. Ollie Brokenshire would be the one for me to get in front of him.
Well, we are into the 4th minute now of stoppage time. Flipped on by Bardale. Slateford gets a touch. Ben Williams on his substitute. for skipper Chris Rusky. Clears it. Mancaro is in there, doing his bit.
Screen the six!
Borrowdale with the throw. Lean is up, gets ahead to it. Dingle clears, and free kick to St Austell. A little bit of time to regroup. We've now had the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Everyone rightly now can look at their watch and say it's time up, ref. You've seen enough of this now.
Get someone to screen the six from any kick! Screen the six!
So, Dan Lean with the free kick. We got Glynn Hooper alongside me, shouting out instructions. He's got to remember he's not a manager anymore. Long ball forward, Lean into the hands of Holly.
Causing problems. Get Brooks to get in front of him.
Time is up. Williams will get his header, and there we have it. That is it. Action all the way here at Princess Park. FA Vase 4th round match. What a terrific day so far for St Austell. They've ended up 3-2 winners, and Glynn and Hooper, it's just sum it all up.
Cornish football. That's why we're here. We've all got our own individual clubs that we've got major loyalties to, but this is about Cornwall, and that's why there's 150 people from Cornwall travelled up. I'm absolutely delighted. What a day, what a day. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really going to look forward to the journey home.
Brilliant!
Really enjoyed it.
What a dingers! Fucking brilliant! Coops! That's for you, pal. You deserve that. Hey, Ed! Left side! Get in! Get in, Joyland! What a button! Brilliant! Brilliant! That's for you, pal. You deserve that. Hey, Ed! Left side! Get in! You, mister, have had your best game all season. Best game all season.
Well, Phil Lafferty, what can one say? What a match.
Fantastic match. Bit of everything, Dave, wasn't it? And, you know, from start to finish, it was end to end and incident packed. And, you know, I have to say that the team ethic and work of our squad, not just the players that were on the pitch, our squad, again, has won through on the day.
I mean, first half, you took the lead, but you didn't keep it very long.
No, we didn't. Yeah, you've got to remember where we've come and who we're playing against. And at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, it's a little bit tougher up here. And they're a little bit more streetwise. And from the corners, we got done twice by being blocked. However, isn't it nice that before the end of the game, after half-time, when we've discussed it and dealt with it, it didn't happen again. Shows the players respond.
Yeah, and go back to the first goal St Austell scored. I mean, I thought Liam Eddy got a final touch to it, but I'm told by everyone that I was wrong. Neil Slateford, I do apologise, Neil.
I can't confirm either way myself, but I think it goes down to Neil Slateford. And, you know, that set us on our way, that settled us a little bit, but we knew we were starting today on the front foot. We weren't going to come here and see how long we could stay in the game. We were going to take it to them. And I just love the fact that they actually listen. You can tell when you're in the dressing room and you're talking to them, they're listening. You know, I ask them all the time to buy into what they're told, to trust, you know, the player to the left, to the player to the right of them, to trust the management. And they're doing it, and it's taken them as far as we've come so far. So it's, you know, it's great to see that, working with an honest bunch of players.
And it's good for them as well, isn't it? I mean, you played an experienced side the other day. The likes of Alexander showed he's been around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, you got stretched, but you came through. And what a reaction from the crowd as well. The support you've had today.
They are, no cliche involved, they are the best supporters at this our level of football that any manager or any club could ever wish for. We are, as a team, we are overwhelmed with the travelling support. Overwhelmed. They're absolutely superb.
And of course, got to mention Liam Eddy, 2 goals today.
did the business.
Certainly did. 33 goals in 35 games, unless I'm incorrect. And, you know, that's what the boy was brought to the club for, and I've got to stick this in there. Churo's loss is our gain.
I was going to say, I bet you're glad he didn't go back to Truro.
Absolutely, absolutely. For him, and obviously for us. He made the right decision, and we're making more right decisions on and off the pitch as a club than what we are making wrong decisions. So it's a great time and a great era for St Austell Football Club, and everyone, as you can tell, is enjoying it.
And if there has to be a bad word said about today, I mean, you got sent from the dugout. What was all that about?
I think it was more to do with my reaction earlier in the game and the fourth official's opinion of me, rather than what actually he sent or got the ref to send me to the stand for. You know, a bit of argy-bargy earlier where I protect my players, come up here to allow people on £1,000 a week, rumoured, for Greenwich, to go elbowing and bullying my players. And I would be not doing my job if I wasn't protecting them. So, of course, that's why I was a bit riled up with that. But I think that incident is probably why I was sent to the stand half an hour later, as stupid as that sounds, because saying to a player that's just been sent off, that's offered me down the tunnel for a fight, enjoy your shower, I don't think deserves to be sent to the stand. And the implications now are it could be somewhere in the region of 6-game ban for me. So
that's because you've got an awful reputation, right?
I've got a terrible reputation, yeah. So my missus tells me most days.
Finally, though, I mean, the FA Vase, you cannot get a better competition, surely. For some reason, Cornish clubs seem to rise to the bait, don't they?
Yeah, we do. I honestly think there's a lot to do with it. Is we are Cornish. We're a little bit cut off and you know, segregated to the rest of the country, if you like. And we really do relish rugby, football. We relish the opportunity to show the rest of England what we can do. And I just think this is the only it's the only competition other than the FA Cup, because let's be honest, that's not a realistic opportunity to go that far in the FA Cup. But the Vase there is, as Churo's proven, have Tor Point proven. And I think if you get a good set of honest players, I think they actually relish the opportunity to show the rest of the country that, hey, we're not soft in Cornwall and we're not behind the times. We can come and play in your backyard and score 3 goals and go to the next round.
And of course that next round, Monday's the draw. Home or away?
Home all day long. Listen, we're in the nitty-gritty side now of the Vase, and we must, you know, there's going to be some big clubs with stadiums and facilities like this that are not going to relish A, the journey, or B, Poltaire Park. No disrespect to our own ground. So let's bring them down to ours, have support like that again, and see where that takes us.
Yeah, I mean, all we can say for Piran Films, it was a pleasure to be here today.
Wonderful.
And well done, and all for the next round.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully you guys, home or away, can cover that one for us, because these are the days that you can capture in your memory. However, you know, the work you guys have done today, you know, is going to be able to remind people for years and years and years in the flesh. So thank you too.
Great stuff, thanks.
All right.